Organizational roles, responsibilities, and authorities. Clause 5.3 of ISO 45001:2018. Hi friends, I welcome you all in this exciting training session being conducted by TNV Academy. Today, in this session, we will discuss about Clause 5.3 of ISO 45001:2018, which talks about organizational roles, responsibilities, and authorities. So, let's get going and start our discussion. Let me explain you that what we will be covering in this session. In this session, we will be discussing about the clause 5.3 of ISO 45001:2018, which says that the top management should assign roles and responsibilities for individuals who are part of the occupational health and security management system. The organization should decide that all those working within the occupational health and safety framework have what tasks in their hand which they are required to perform. Now, let us understand about the internal references taken by clause 5.3. As far as clause 5.3 of ISO 45001:2018 is concerned, then it takes reference from Annex A, which is defined within the standard. Annex A defines the list of terms and their meaning used within the standard under several clauses, so that there is no misinterpretation of any of the term. Now, let me tell you what are the takeaway from this session. At the end of this session, you will be able to understand what is the importance of assigning roles and responsibilities of individuals, how an organization decides to assign these roles and responsibilities to individuals, how the documented information is maintained on the roles and responsibilities assigned. So, let's begin our discussion with a brief introduction of clause 5.3. The clause 5.3 of ISO 45001:2018 clearly states that the top management of an organization should identify that which people within the framework of occupational health and safety management system will be responsible for what activities. Delegating responsibilities to individuals make them understand that they are an integral part of the health and safety environment and mechanism, and they have a great role to play for its success within the organization. Although, even after assigning the roles and responsibilities to individuals, top management is still responsible for the smooth functioning of occupational health and safety management system. But it should clearly communicate that which responsibility is delegated to whom, so that everyone understands what they are actually responsible for. Let us now understand the requirements of clause 5.3 of ISO 45001:2018 in detail. The clause 5.3 of ISO 45001:2018 states that top management shall ensure that the responsibilities and authorities for relevant roles within the occupational health and safety management system are assigned and communicated at all levels within the organization and maintained as documented information. Workers at each level of the organization shall assume responsibility for those aspects of the occupational health and safety management system over which they have control. Here is an important note. While responsibility and authority can be assigned, ultimately, top management is still accountable for the functioning of the occupational health and safety management system. Top management shall assign the responsibility and authority for Point 1. Ensuring that the occupational health and safety management system conforms to the requirements of this document. Point 2. Reporting on the performance of the occupational health and safety management system to top management. Since the resources can be limited, varying from one organization to other, hence responsibilities should be sorted out in a way that they integrate the occupational health and safety system responsibilities within existing functions of the organization, such as manufacturing, facilities management, purchasing, and human resources. If other management activities are already in place, such as quality, environment, energy, or food safety, synchronization may be done where there are similar roles and responsibilities. This will enhance ownership of the occupational health and safety management across the organization and potentially create efficiencies. Those involved in the organization's occupational health and safety management system should have a clear understanding of their role, responsibilities, and authorities for achieving the intended outcomes of the occupational health and safety management system. While top management has overall responsibility and authority for the occupational health and safety management system, every person in the workplace needs to take into account not only their own health and safety but also the health and safety of others. Top management being accountable means being answerable for decisions and activities to the organization's governing bodies, legal authorities, and more broadly, its interested parties. Workers should be enabled to report hazardous situations so that action can be taken. They should be able to report concerns to responsible authorities as required without the threat of dismissal, disciplinary action. The clause 5.3 of ISO 45001:2018 requires that the responsibilities and authority of all persons who perform duties that are part of the occupational health and safety management system be documented. These can be described and included in occupational health and safety management system procedures, operational procedures and process maps, project and/or task descriptions, job descriptions, induction training packages. Some other documentation may be required for the following personnel: management at all levels in the organization, including top management, safety committees, safety teams, process operators and the general workforce, those managing contractors, those responsible for occupational health and safety training, those responsible for equipment operation and maintenance, those responsible for facilities management, employees with occupational health and safety qualifications or other occupational health and safety specialists within the organization. It is important to note that the organization shall take extreme care with the clarification of responsibilities at the interfaces between different functions. For example, between departments, between different levels of management, between workers, between the organization and contractors, and between the organization and its neighbors. A sample example is shown in the following image where roles and responsibilities has been assigned as per the activities performed within the organization, also stating who will be responsible for carrying them out. In this image, we can see that it has been clearly defined that who will be responsible for carrying out the activities that has been identified within an organization. Friends, I hope that you are clear with the requirements of clause 5.3. Let us now move forward and discuss the other important components of this session. So now, we will learn about the mandatory documents that an organization has to maintain while meeting the requirements of clause 5.3. As far as clause 5.3 of ISO 45001:2018 is concerned, it states that an organization should keep a documented information on the roles and responsibilities assigning processes. As far as clause 5.3 of ISO 45001:2018 is concerned, it states that an organization should keep a documented information on the roles and responsibilities assigning process. It helps the organization in clearly identifying the performance of the individuals later based on the evaluation of tasks they were assigned. Now, let us understand how can we practice writing non-conformity for clause 5.3 of ISO 45001:2018 through a sample AFAR report 3. And last, but not the least, let us understand the common mistakes which auditors do while performing audit under the clause 5.3 of ISO 45001:2018. Mistake number 1. Auditors ask irrelevant questions for the organization which does not relate with the organization to be audited. Mistake number 2. Sometimes auditors start thinking for the option, while auditor need to understand the client process and to decide if the client can achieve the result of the MSS through their own process. Mistake number 3. Auditors start consulting activities. Mistake number 4. Auditors start expecting document and records in clause where this may not be mandatory requirement. Mistake number 5. Auditors start asking for documents that are not relevant to the requirements of the clause or standard. For example, GST registration, FSSAI registration, etc. Dear friends, we have now come to the conclusion of this training session. See you soon with an exciting new topic. Till then, goodbye.